is freedom without. Try to catch the deluge in a paper cup. There's a battle ahead, many battles are lost, but you'll never see the end of the road while you're traveling with me. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world falls in, they come to build a wall between us, but we know they won't win. Another one of those forgotten songs we all love to remember. This week, of course, is Don't Dream It's Over by Crowded House. So you might be surprised that the song was chosen to make the top 10 campfire guitar songs of all time, but I saw this recently played at a music festival and the whole crowd was going off. The performer was playing it and everyone was singing along. And that's when I realised, man, this song has some real magic to it. And what is the magic of this song? I think the lyrics just resonate with everyone. And mixed with that melody, it becomes such a beautiful song to sing. And all of this thanks to a small New Zealand-Australian collaboration. A group of guys got together back in the late 1980s and called themselves Crowded House. Now I'm going to show you the usual base ingredients to the song, the chords and the strumming, but I'm going to focus a fair bit on that opening riff. It's actually not that hard, but it does sound really quite impressive. So stick around, I'll show you that, and then you'll be able to play like a maestro, even if you're just a beginner guitarist. And if that's your jam, then definitely check out this video up here. It's my most popular one on YouTube, but it is about songs that sound impressive that actually aren't that hard to play. So I'm just going to share a few fun facts about the song in Crowded House, but if you just want to learn how to play the song, look at the timestamps below, skip forward in the video, and I'll see you there. Otherwise, Crowded House, right? It was a trio formed in my hometown, Melbourne, and that's Melbourne, Australia, not Melbourne, Florida, USA. And the band was made up of Neil Finn from New Zealand and Paul Hester and Nick Seymour from Melbourne. Now, as a kid, I was familiar with Neil Finn growing up in New Zealand. Him and his brother formed this band called Split Enz. Now, at the time, they were massive in New Zealand. They were pretty big here in Australia, but they never really cracked the big time overseas. But honestly, they were such a creative, talented band, and I'll leave a link to a couple of my favourite songs from Split Enz in the description below. Go check them out. They're definitely worth looking at. Anyway, Neil and his brother Tim were probably the most well-known musicians in New Zealand at the time. Paul Hester was part of the band, but he was lesser known. Now, a rather obscure fact when they came and formed in Melbourne was that they were originally called the Malanes. Now, that was named after an AFL football player that Paul Hester was a real fan of at the time.
I actually just made that fact up. I got no idea why they were called the Malanes.
But a real fact about how they selected the name Crowded House, it was basically them reminiscing about the studio that they recorded their very first album in LA. It was so tiny. Well, in 1986, the band released their self-titled debut album called Crowded House. Duh, self-titled Crowded House. Hello. And that album featured this song. Now, this song was a breakthrough song, right? It made #2 in the US billboards, made #1 in Canada, but strangely enough, it didn't get much airplay early on in New Zealand and Australia until the DJs here realised, hey, this song is actually getting some critical acclaim elsewhere. We better start playing it. The album had 2 other notable songs on it, The World Where You Live and Something So Strong. So with that together as their debut album, that really cemented Crowded House as a bona fide international music act. This song also earned them an MTV award for the Best New Artist for that year. And it has been voted the 7th best Australian song of all time by some poll. I can't remember what it is, but it doesn't matter. That's impressive. Well, at least I think it is. So that's a little bit about the song. Let's show you how to play it now. And as always, I do a free song sheet for every one of my lessons. You can download it below, the link below, free on my Patreon page. It's free to everyone, no paywall or anything like that, no email required. Look, it's got the chords, the lyrics, everything you need to know how to practice and play this song. Look, and while you're at my Patreon page, chances are YouTube are going to issue a copyright strike for this video because I've covered a song.
which means I'll get zero ad revenue for this video forever.
So if you want to support me and you like what I do, then check out Patreon, sign up, become one of the Campfire Guitar Hero band members. And speaking of that, a massive shout out to my current Patreons. The fact that you guys support such a small YouTube channel like mine trying to break through truly is appreciated. It encourages me to keep going. So thank you. Right, let's take a look at the chords to the song. And yes, I'm a left-hand guitar player playing on a right-hand strum guitar, so all my finger patterns may appear upside down to you. Don't let that worry you. I'll put the chord patterns on the screen there and you can follow along. So for this lesson, I've put a capo on number 3. I think the song sounds better the further up the neck you play. And the bass chords are a C, an A minor, an F, a G, an E, E7, and of course the hero chord of the song is this C sus2. So let's do that opening riff now that's centered around that C sus2 chord, and I'll do it very slow for you right now, then I'll explain what I'm doing. So that's the most recognisable part of the song, is that very opening intro. And on the C sus2, you're doing a couple of strums and you're really emphasising picking that skinny E string. So, and then you're taking the little finger off, and then the little finger moves to the B string 1 fret up and then off. Back to the C sus2, off, B string, off, move to the C, which is the start of the verse. Hey folks, if this sort of music is your thing on guitar, then you'll definitely want to check out my new songbook. It features the best songs from all of my YouTube tutorials in the first year. All of them sound great around a campfire, so check out the link in the description below and you will have an instant song repertoire. Right, let's have a quick look at the strum to this song, and we'll just start with that verse first. Simply, it goes like this: down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. There's a battle ahead, many battles are lost, though you'll never see the end of the road while you're traveling with me. Down, up, block, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. That's the strum to the verse. Okay, the strum pattern for the chorus is a down, down, up, block for each of the chord changes. So we start on the F. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Down, down, up, block. Down, down, up, block. Down, down, up, block. Down, down, up, block. And what's a block? That's when I'm just down strumming and then muting the strings at the same time. So let's put it together in real time. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world... Ha! How about I get the chords right? Hey now, when the world falls in. Alright, you got the idea. That's how to strum it. Have fun playing it. Hey folks, if you love this song, be sure to check out the rest of the songs in this countdown of the top 10 campfire guitar songs of all times. They are absolute beauties. And stick around for next week, song number 5.